Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Cupcakes and Cashflow. I'm Shelley and this is a show where we talk to real women who have real businesses. We'll be having a good laugh, all served with a slice of cake.
Hello everyone, I'm Charlotte, the owner of the Mindful Mug here in Lincoln, and I'm so excited to be co-hosting this brand new podcast series, Cupcakes and Cashflow, here at the Mindful Mug with Shelley.
And I'm so excited to be having you as my co-host, Charlotte. Each episode we'll be chatting to women in business who are doing amazing things in Lincolnshire. And also we'll be talking to people in the UK as well. So we'll be taking it global, Charlotte.
We will be indeed.
We will be indeed. We'll be sharing their stories and lessons, and we'll be having a few laughs along the way because we've got a little surprise for our guests, which we'll tell you all about a bit later on.
And to kick things off today, we're starting off with an amazing guest who works within Lincolnshire and beyond to make a real difference in the local community. Let me introduce to you Hannah Clark, who is the charity manager for Cash for Kids for East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire.
Welcome, Hannah. Hannah and her team are doing amazing things in the community to support local children living in poverty and difficult circumstances. And with Mission Christmas around the corner, who could think of a better first guest?
So grab a brew, maybe a cupcake, and buckle in and enjoy Cupcakes and Cashflow Series 1.
Let's start it off quite light, Hannah. Are you a cookie or are you a cupcake person?
I would say cookie.
Really? Why? Why are you a cookie rather than a cupcake?
I've always gone for cookie base. I'm not a massive lover of cake, so I would always probably go cookie, and I really enjoy it with my cup of tea.
So the cakes that are sat in the middle of the table, we'll explain to everybody what's going on with those cakes in a matter of time. So
for anyone who's tuning in today who may not have heard of Cash for Kids, how would you describe what you do in a nutshell?
Yeah, so Cash for Kids is a local grant-giving charity across East Yorkshire, the Yorkshire Coast and Lincolnshire, and we support the children that live in poverty, deal with illness, neglect, or that have additional needs. We're widespread, as I say, across East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, and we just want to really give these children the best out of life.
Yeah, what inspired you to get involved and stuff? I know we chatted, and there's quite a personal sort of reason why, but you don't have to go into that, why you wanted to personally get involved.
I think time. I've worked jobs in the past where I felt like I'd lost a lot of time spending time with friends and family. And also, I've always had the urge to want to help people. And I feel like Cash for Kids is a really great way, especially dealing with children. I mean, the way that we support all of these disadvantaged children is incredible. So I think me personally getting into charity work was something that I've always wanted to do. And this is very close to my heart. So, yeah.
It's like Mrs. Claus giving the magic of Christmas to those who wouldn't have it, which is quite beautiful. It's not quite, it's very beautiful.
Thank you.
But you cover not just Lincolnshire, it's the Yorkshire coast and Lincolnshire.
Mm-hmm.
So what does an average day look like for you and your team?
Very busy. We're a tiny but mighty team of 2 people that cover the whole of that region. So as you can imagine, Laura and I, we're very busy.
Is that your lady,
yes,
colleague?
Yes, so Laura's our charity exec. And we try our hardest, but we couldn't do what we do without the support of every single person, individual business that does, support us with anything from doing charity events to doing fundraising, donations, and even spreading the word, because awareness is vital for us to be able to get the word out that what we're doing is helping those children that live locally in the communities that you live.
Yeah, because every 80p and a pound goes to the charity. How do you keep yourself on budget?
So we're very we're very careful to not spend money on unnecessary items. You'll never see fancy pens or big flashy things. We will always make sure that the money that we raise goes to the children. So that's how we keep our stats quite high in terms of A to P in every pound. I always say
That's quite a big figure, really, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
that you're able to give back to the charity.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I think it just shows as well that you are doing it not for yourselves, but you are doing it with the children
Yeah.
at the forefront of everything that you do.
No, we are.
But I mean, it's such a huge campaign that you've been doing every year.
Yeah.
How many years has it been going for?
Oof. It's been a while because previously it was Viking FM and Lynx FM. So it's
Cool, there's a name.
yeah. So it's been a long time. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people recognise Cash for Kids for Mission Christmas. However, we do work year round. So I think that's key to let people know that we're not just Mission Christmas, but we're also all year round as well.
Yeah, because you were talking earlier on, weren't you? And you're saying there's not just Mission Christmas, there is other events and
Yeah.
stuff that you do, isn't there? Because I think a lot of people just think, oh, Mission Christmas, but there is other events that you do.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, so we're grant giving, as I mentioned. So we always give the children the items, or we pay for the food and things like that. We never give cash. We always give them the items, just so we can make sure that it really is going to the children. But we do fundraisers all throughout the year. We have challenge events. We have other campaigns such as Cash for Kids Day. We do a campaign called Sports Challenge, where we help local sports clubs with funding to keep their sports clubs
There's
going.
a lot going on
Yeah.
for you guys, isn't
Yeah,
there? So
there is.
you think, oh yes, we'll have a rest after Christmas.
No.
Oh no,
No,
that's
just
not going to
Christmas.
happen, is
No,
it?
we start planning again for Mission again when we get back from Christmas. So it's all year round. There's a lot of operational aspects to each campaign. So yeah, we work very hard and we make sure.
I imagine there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to plan it and get it all done and out there in time for Christmas.
Yeah, we have an army of volunteers in our HQ, in our Mission HQ.
Oh,
every
aren't
year.
volunteers invaluable?
Yes.
You
Yeah,
know,
we couldn't do what we do.
you couldn't do a lot of these things without volunteers, could you?
No.
You know, and I don't think volunteers are thanked enough really for what they do they? Because they give the time up.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't ask for anything. They just want to make a difference to
Yeah.
the campaign, don't they?
They do, yeah. And I think that's where, as I mentioned, there's only 2 of us that do run the entirety of our region, so we couldn't do it without
That's a lot of work, Hannah.
I know.
That's a lot of work and a lot of miles.
I know, yeah. We work really hard, and I know that a lot of our supporters there, they work hard as well, and they help us with everything that we need. So
That's dedication.
it is.
That's absolute dedication from yourself with the
Thank you.
amount of miles. Because I know you've driven quite a way to get to us today, which we are eternally grateful, aren't we, Charlotte?
Yeah.
You know, for you coming on our debut episode as well. So being our first guest on Cupcakes as well. I wanted to talk to you about the emotional side.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously we chatted, and there must be a story that really hits home for you on Christmas morning. You know, when people have said, you know, I opened my present, or the children have gone, I've opened my present. What's a story that's really resonated with yourself?
Yeah, so we deal with the beneficiaries directly, and we get some feedback. And one that always sticks out for me is one child said, there is a real Santa.
Oh gosh.
To experience Christmas, and us to be able to do that for that child, for them to be able to say there is Santa, because they've not had that before. And I think as well, imagine going into school and all of your friends and all of the other children going into what they got for Christmas, and then them sat there going, oh, well, Santa
Never
didn't
came
come to me.
my house.
Yeah. So that's one that does sit with me. And another one is when we have feedback from the parents, if they've lost, their jobs or been made redundant, or financial hardships come into play, and they're looking at their children thinking, I can't afford to heat or, feed you, let alone think about gifts. So when we get feedback from the family saying it was a lifeline, and many people do say that Cash for Kids is a lifeline for them, and to be able to keep the magic of Christmas alive.
Yeah,
So.
I think it's amazing what you're doing, because I think I'd just cry my eyes out. We actually discussed this, didn't we? When we were practicing, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we were like quite emotional, weren't we, when we were talking about it? So
Yeah.
it's all thanks to you, and for you doing what you do across the country, really.
Oh yeah, because without these conversations, it's so easy for us to think it doesn't happen. It, ignorance. No, it's not that we're ignorant to it. It's just not enough people talk about it or want to help. So
Yeah.
it really brings home why your work matters and why it's so important.
Yeah, and I think a lot of genuine people, they hide, don't they? They won't ask.
Pride.
Yeah, they won't ask for help, will they?
Yeah.
They'll literally hide, and sort of like we were saying, it's social workers that sort of like recommend people and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are these families in facing day to day. And if there are families out there who are struggling, who have watched this or they know somebody, what can they do to get involved or help, or not even nominate somebody for a gift?
Yes, so we have a very strict policy where we do all of our due diligence. We make sure that the children that are applied for are at risk of receiving nothing without our help. We work really closely with the social workers and the registered organisations that deal with the children directly. So in order to apply, there's on our website there's a link where you can apply for gifts on their behalf. Obviously, it does have to come from a registered organisation, and then Cash for Kids team will go through all of the applications, and then they'll speak to the people or the person that's applied for
That
them.
must be a challenge in itself to actually look through those applications and not burst into tears and go, I really want to help everybody, because we were saying about this, weren't we? We said we'd just say yes to everybody.
But how many applications do you get?
So at the moment we're inundated with over 10,000 applications across East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire. Last year for Mission Christmas we supported 10,205 children who would have gone without anything, which is a huge number. And people probably wouldn't realise that there's people in their local community and in their neighbourhoods that have received gifts from Cash for Kids, and I think people are just overwhelmed with the generosity when they do receive the gifts for Mission Christmas. This year we've noticed a really high amount of applications in terms of the numbers increasing, and when I've been speaking to the social workers or the appointed people that deal with the families, they have been saying it's even harder this year because of the cost of living, because of everything changing.
Which neatly brings me into my question about awareness. Really is everything. People don't realise how many people are actually struggling, because it goes back to what we're just saying about pride, isn't it? People won't ask for help. A lot of people are on their knees and they just won't come and say, I need help.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where, as I mentioned previously, a lot of people have said Cash for Kids has been that lifeline for them. We do Mission Christmas, obviously, and we've just launched yesterday our campaign. But
yesterday,
yes. So we launched in our HQ yesterday, and volunteers are coming in, and that will run through until the 22nd of December. And we obviously have our last drop-off dates on the 17th. And
do you have a bit of a supplementary question? Do you have people actually in your volunteers wrapping the presents as well? So it's like a whole Santa workshop.
It is. However, we don't wrap the presents because we don't know those children. So the registered organisations will decide which gifts go to which child, because they deal with the families, and then they decide what's suitable for each child. So we're elves, so to speak, but we just pick and pack.
You're the magic elves that make it happen.
That's really thoughtful though, because I've been in a position before where I've had to have donations and whatnot, and it very, very grateful, please don't get me wrong, but sometimes with having a younger child it is just a pick of the bag, and sometimes it's not quite suitable for what they want. So the way that you're doing it sounds a lot more personable to the child, which means so much more to them.
And we have application forms that we give to our volunteers we work on in the Mission HQ, and it has the number of children in each age category, so we can see what children need help, and we sort of do it from 0 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, and so forth up until the age of 18. So
are you ready to unlock your full potential in life and business? Welcome to the Skills Blueprint, where business growth begins with personal transformation. We design and deliver business training that builds confidence, sharpens your message, and helps you attract more of the right clients. From funded skills boot camps to bespoke workshops, we help individuals and organizations grow. Believe in your potential. Take action. Build a business you're proud of. Visit skillsblueprint.co.uk today.
Where do you begin to sort of like what presents for what children, because we were saying about what do you buy a 13-year-old boy?
Well, and I think we do notice that we do really struggle for older year gifts. So we like to encourage our wonderful supporters, if they could do a donation, to try and focus on 12 plus. I think especially for teenagers, it's headphones, it's, shaving kits, toiletries, hats, scarves.
You wouldn't think of buying sort of shaving kits or beauty products, because when you say Christmas, people automatically go and get toys, don't they?
So alongside that, anything on those terms as well, in regards to toiletries and things that can help them. Obviously it's Christmas, so we like to give them gifts as well, so anything sort of electronic, you've got your hairdryers and straighteners that are in B&Ms that you can,
because you think 13-year-old girls, they're just getting into
Yeah.
their beauty products and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know, somebody gets a new hairdryer, I get excited to get a new pair of straighteners.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
imagine what a 13-year-old girl would be like. Getting, oh, I've got some straighteners. You know, it must be amazing and stuff like that.
Yeah, makeup, anything along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's
helps.
the age group you really struggle for, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Sort of like, but what 17-year-old lads, sort of shaving kids, aftershaves again,
Yeah, aftershaves, anything like that.
computer games, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, anything like that. Obviously, even activities and books
Yeah.
and things like that. So activity packs and books, and you know, you get your. I don't know if it's a bit old school because it might be back in the day when we used to use it and we used to do handwriting and Sudokus and all that kind of thing. Whether that attracts to people these days, I don't know. But
Yeah, sort of like the old console games and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Sort of like I used to have one. It's called Simple Simon,
yeah,
where you just have to press the colours and stuff like this.
yeah,
But I think those sort of things are all coming back again.
yeah.
Because when you look around the toy shops, all these old
Mm.
style games are all coming
Yeah, ball
coming
games.
back again, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Just with a twist.
Yeah, absolutely.
For anyone who's listening who wants to get involved this Christmas and help Cash for Kids with your mission, what is the best way for a member of the public or a company organisation to get involved and help?
Yeah, so there's several ways. On our website, we have where you can find if you wanted to make a donation. So if you wanted to do a cash donation, you can do that directly through our website. We also have a wish list, which is a gift list on our website where you can actually go on and buy a gift on behalf of a child, and it gets sent directly to our HQ. So if you can't go out or if you're not going to be going shopping or anything like that, but you want to do a donation gift wise, you can do that through our wish list. And then also if people wanted to do any sort of fundraising or if they're holding an event, to obviously go on our website and sign up their support, and then we'll be in touch with them as well to see what they're going to be planning on doing and give them all of the assets and posters and marketing materials.
Did you want to give us a link to your website and
Yeah,
things
Sure, we
like
can
that?
put the links somewhere.
Yeah.
We will put everything on our website. We'll splash it all over our social media for you
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yes, have a bucket for you too. So you say the drive finishes on the 22nd of December, but is there a date where you can't accept any more gifts or donations?
Yes, so if anyone would like to drop off a gift at our Mission HQ over in Hull at Spear Services, it's Wednesday the 17th of December.
17th of
Yeah,
December. We'll
that's-
make sure that goes on
Yeah,
as
and-
well when we share everything.
Thank you. And B&Ms, we've got B&Ms across the regions that have got their
That's
fundraising.
an achievement to get
Yes,
B&M
thank you.
involved, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they're brilliant. They're one of our biggest supporters and they help us.
Well,
do
thank you,
Christmas.
B&M.
Thank
We don't normally big up sort of like companies, but we have to say thank you to B&M for supporting you, don't we?
Thank you. And you can drop off a gift. If you're doing your shopping in B&M, you can do it until the Thursday, the 18th of December. That's when the last drop-off dates for B&Ms will be.
Yeah, because I think when you go to the tills as well, they sort of like, would you like to donate a present and stuff, don't they? They
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, they have them at the exits, don't they? The big baskets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just so we can get the gifts out in time for Christmas Day. So
Hannah, before we wrap up, what's the most proudest thing you've over your years that you've worked with Cash for Kids and stuff? What's the proudest thing about it for you?
I think at the end of the year,
What makes you smile
what makes me smile?
through Cash for Kids?
Do you know, it's funny. Someone said to me the other day, "You're always smiling, Hannah," and I think
I
for
picked
me,
that up as well.
yeah, I think for me, it's going to bed at night and you realise how many children you've supported and how many you've helped. And I think sometimes you sit there and you think, "Wow, I did that. I helped with the wonderful team of people that support Cash for Kids." And I think for me, is looking at the numbers of the children that's helped, that really stands out for me.
Yeah.
Because without that, they might not have got what they deserve. And I do believe, I think for me, it's a child deserves to be a child and
Yeah.
they deserve to have the opportunities that they should have.
It's the ripping of the wrapping paper
Yeah.
on Christmas Day, isn't it?
The
When
excitement.
when you've got young children as well, isn't it? When they open the wrapping paper,
Yeah.
oh, mummy, what's this? What's this? And you see their eyes light up.
The
and-
joy.
Yeah, the joy in their faces and things like that.
I think as well for me, it's the fact that it is just Laura and I, and we really do work hard to help as many people as we can. So for me, that's another proud moment. I think.
Yeah, I bet your inbox is full after Christmas, people thanking you,
Yeah.
saying thank you so much.
Yeah.
You've made our Christmas, and it's just, It's such an amazing job, and I will admit I didn't know too much about it until, I'd been doing my research, and I've also learned a lot today with what you've been saying and stuff, especially around figures and what we can do, and forgotten age groups, like you were saying about the 13, sort of 18-year-olds and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I think we'll be buying some hair dryers and some straighteners and shaving kits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just, and I'm sure between me and Charlotte, we can rustle up in the business community that we have. I'm sure we can rustle up some donations from them.
Yeah, anything football wise as well. A lot of teens love to go out and play football and things like that. So anything like that, honestly, it makes such a difference.
What about Pokemon cards? I know my 10-year-old loves them.
Yeah. We honestly,
there's loads of, once you get thinking
when you get
about
thinking,
it,
you realise.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. It's just, you think of Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just ask that it's new, unused, and original packaging.
Yeah.
Brilliant. We've got a little surprise for you, and I'm going to get Charlotte to ask it.
Okay, so just for fun, maybe a little bit more, if Cash for Kids was a cupcake, what do you think it would be?
Colourful. I'm thinking school cake, with the sprinkles and anything that sort of vibe. Anything.
We have cupcakes.
We have cupcakes
with sparkles, not sparkles,
sprinkles,
colourful sprinkles that we have made because we wanted something a little bit fun for Cash for Kids. And as we are in the Mindful Mug, which is a cafe, I would like to make these cakes for up until the 22nd, isn't it, when the campaign, I was going to call drive, and it's not drive, when the campaign ends. So 20 pence from each cupcake will be going over to Cash for Kids for you.
Oh wow, thank you.
And we're going to have a bucket, aren't we, somewhere for a drop off, so you can drop off a gift and buy a cupcake, and then you
and come and see Charlotte
and see my lovely cafe.
Oh, bless you. Thank you so much.
We're really happy. Oh my gosh, we won't chuck them at you. But no, we're really excited to do that and just, do a little bit.
It's the name of the podcast, Cupcakes and Cashflow.
Oh,
so, and we wanted to sort of give something back, to you guys as well. Sort of like to say, well, here's the donation from Cupcakes and Cashflow in the form of, we'll make you a cupcake, and donate those.
No, we really appreciate it. Honestly, everything it means so much to us. Every donation, every fundraiser, anyone that shares any post or any sort of social media, because again, it's vital awareness for us.
If you just want to really tell people about your website again and go back where people can donate and
so you can donate via our website. There's a donation point where you can make a cash donation to us. You can set up a fundraising page and you can pledge your support if you sign up on our website, and then it will come to us and we can get in touch and see what you're doing and send
companies
posters.
Can get involved as well,
yes,
they?
Any business can get involved, individuals. The more the merrier. We always say, as long as it's politically correct and morally right, we will accept the money. And then obviously we've got our Amazon wish list and our gift list online, so people can donate.
How does that work for somebody who's never donated through an Amazon wish list?
Yes, so you go onto the links, which is on our website, and the gift list will come up of age categories as well. So it's got different ideas for different age categories.
So when we're talking about boys
ideas.
of a certain age, you can just
see, and it'll
see
pop
what's
up.
on there.
And then you can select what gift you would like to buy, and then that will directly get delivered to our Mission HQ over in Hull for the during the campaign, so for free as well. So it'll come over to us.
Hannah, it's making me really think about what we can do to get involved and stuff like that. It really, really is.
Thank you.
Hull so far away. How did you end up in Hull?
Our wonderful supporters, Sphere Services, they kindly gave us our Mission Christmas home, and they've supported with all the removals and everything else as well to move into the Mission Christmas HQ.
How big's the warehouse?
It's quite big. We've got several different rooms. So how we've done it this year, we've got different rooms, and it has different age categories in. So we've got gifts coming in, we've got gifts going out. From
all the logistics are there.
Yeah. So again, it's part of our operations.
I'm just seeing these little elves, like you said, all these little volunteers. It's like little elves darting in and out of rooms and stuff. It's almost like a film, isn't it? You
Yeah.
just imagine all these little. Do you ever dress them up?
We do have mascot outfit, and we do have our
Yeah.
we've got our high vis that has our mission helpers and everything on the back.
Oh,
And,
sweet.
you know, we're always open to Santa hats and anything that you want to dress up.
Also, people will donate the Santa hats
Yeah.
to you guys as well to make it a bit special.
Yeah.
Could we not create, like, do you know how they have ugly jumper day and stuff for the schools? Do you do anything like?
Yeah, so we've got different schools that do different types of fundraising, whether they do jumper days, they could do dress down days, dress in Cash for Kids colours, you know, if it was it throughout the year. Anything, honestly, anything anyone wants to do. We always encourage, if people have got ideas, just let us know and we can help support.
Yeah,
them.
like I said, we can put all the links
Yeah.
on our website, all over our social media as well. So
Yeah.
that's not a problem. Hannah, what an inspiring job you're doing to
Thank
make a
you.
difference to so many people's lives
Thank
this Christmas and throughout the year as well.
you.
You know, you've been an inspiration to us, and thank you for being our guest on the first ever episode of Cupcakes and Cashflow.
Yes, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure
No,
to
thank
talk with you and get to know more about Mission Christmas and help spread the word for you.
Oh, bless you.
And I'll quickly add that Charlotte is going to be a drop-off point here as well. If anybody wants to drop off their presents, and they can come and see Charlotte as well.
Yeah.
A big thank you to our tech team, because without our tech team, we wouldn't be here today. And I want to say a big shout out to our tech team of Sam and Mark as well. So thank you for keeping everything running smoothly for us and making us look beautiful.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. And if you've enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube, social media, or website. Thank you.
And also, if you wanted to come and see Charlotte,
At the Mindful Mug at Garveston Street, Lincoln, you are always welcome.
thank you, Hannah. And thank you,
you.
Charlotte, for being my first ever co-host on Cupcakes and Cashflow.
Thank you. It wasn't that scary, was it?
No,
Thank you, Hannah.
thank you so much for having me, and thank you for all you do.
You're
Honestly,
absolutely welcome.